t-shirts. Tesco bakeries overhaul puts 1,800 jobs at risk. Flood damage could cost £1 million, First Minister. Coronavirus. Cheshire school shuts as pupils return from Italy's ski trip.
Comedian Lee Francis says fake versions of the charity t-shirt he made following the death of his friend, Caroline Flack, are being sold online. The actor, better known as Keith Lemon, accuses other people of ripping off his design, which he makes to support the Samaritans. And he's urging websites to remove the fakes to make sure as much money as possible goes to charity. So far, more than 11,000 of the original Be Kind tees have been sold. Caroline took her own life earlier this month, and Keith had known her for years. Launching his t-shirts, he said he would wanted to spread her hashtag Be Kind message, and said all the profits would go to charity. Radio 1 Newsbeat found a number of sites selling the fakes originals can only be purchased through Keith Lemon's own pages.
Supermarket giant Tesco is set to cut more than 1,800 jobs as it makes changes to the bakeries in larger stores. It said that 1,816 bakery staff were at risk of redundancy. With the changes taking place from May, the retailer said it will convert 58 of its bakeries so they will only finish pre-baked products on site. Jason Tarry, the head of Tesco UK and Ireland, said it needed to adapt to changing customer demand. With fewer people buying traditional loaves, the move comes as sales of bagels, wraps and flatbreads is increasing, according to Tesco. Bakeries at 255 sites will remain unchanged, with a further 201 still offering some products baked from scratch. The firm said it would have thousands of vacancies available across its stores between February and May. Tesco is the UK's biggest grocery chain and it employs 450,000 people worldwide.
The cost of the flood damage in Wales could reach more than £100 million, according to the First Minister. Speaking on BBC Radio Wales, Mark Drakeford said the Welsh Government had written to the UK Treasury saying it would need financial help. He said much of the damage was still being assessed, with some structures still underwater. Firefighters rescued several people from cars stuck in the flood, water overnight in Powys. 2 adults, 2 children and 2 dogs were rescued from a car between Myford and Llansantffraid at 7 p.m. GMT. And in the early hours, a car with 3 occupants was punished to safety by firefighters at Welshpool. Elsewhere, a person was helped to safety by 3 firefighters when swift water rescue equipment after becoming stranded at Llanmynech at 8:15, and other person was rescued from San Bryn, called Roundabout in Welshpool. At 10:40, key roads and rail services are still being affected, with some lines closed at Shrewsbury Station as rivers continue to rise. The Welsh Government has set up to £10 million fund to help homeowners and business hit by the floods. The First Minister also told the Assembly members the emergency service had decided not to request help from the army during the floods. Because conditions were so difficult and dangerous, the advice was that only people with specific training should be deployed.
A school is closed after staff and pupils return from a skiing trip to a coronavirus-hit region of Italy. Cransley School in Northwich, Cheshire, said it took the decision after government advice for Brighton's returning from northern Italy to self-isolate. Head teacher Richard Pollock said some pupils who had been on the trip to the Alpine region of Bormio were showing flu-like symptoms. He said the independent school would remain closed all week. In a letter to parents, he explained he made the decision despite public health. England advised that the school should stay open to other pupils. He said he and the school's governors believed it was the best way to completely minimise possible spread of infection. Meanwhile, another school in nearby Nantwich has sent home a large group of children and several staff amid concerns about the virus.
And that was the latest news for Wednesday, 26th February 2020. Remember to follow us on Twitter at Alcon Studios for the latest news updates.